Hello City fans, hope you're all doing really well after that one as Manchester City progress through the Champions League stages. That was absolutely scintillating. It was superb. It really was absolutely smashing, wasn't it? Make sure you hit a like on the video, everybody, just to show your appreciation for this fantastic club, Manchester City. We're here to discuss the 5 things we learned after tonight's massive victory. Well, guys, number one, like we all knew anyway, Pep Guardiola's an absolute genius, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Kevin De Bruyne, the confidence, the performances, the form, they've just not been there. Frankly, they've not been there. And what Pep Guardiola did prior to this game, kind of calling out Kevin De Bruyne, kind of saying to him, look, Kevin, we need you at the peak of your powers, not just for this game, but for the rest of the season. And Pep essentially said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's not been at his best and we need him to be X, Y, and Z for tonight. Well, that stoked a huge reaction out of Kevin De Bruyne. He seemed to run the full length of the pitch about 4 times over tonight. Some absolutely mesmeric crossing into the box, some dangerous play throughout the entire game, really. Well, I shouldn't even say some, should I? I should say the majority of dangerous plays that Man City conjured was through the Belgian. It really stoked a fire underneath him tonight, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic, Kevin De Bruyne. When he plays like that, he is unplayable. And listen, yeah, his form's dipped, but he's been at City for such a long period of time now and performing week in, week out. And still his numbers are insane, but there was naturally going to be a little bit of a dip in his form, and I thought he was fantastic tonight. Number 2, everyone, probably should have been number 1. Erling Haaland scored 5 goals. Don't know if you know, he scored 5 goals. Let me say that again. He scored 5 goals in a Champions League game. Let me just put that into context, everybody. Leipzig had lost 2 games in 24, and they had won 17 on that run, and Erling Haaland scored 5 goals past them, and it should have been more. It really should have been. He was in twice in the first half. Those runs were causing Leipzig all sorts of problems, and a standing ovation from the Manchester City crowd tonight. And I thought it was, I mean, there's no words to describe that sort of performance. I don't even know how Simon, our Manchester City chief writer, is going to be able to judge that, because can it really be a 10 out of 10? It's got to be 12 out of 10. Erling Haaland, we're just used to it now. His 5th hat-trick at the Etihad. Wow. And guys, I've just mentioned this. I mentioned a stat, and this is what I'm going to talk about for point 3. The third thing we learned tonight was Leipzig didn't look great tonight, but they are a good side. As I've just mentioned, a run that they've put together in the Bundesliga where they've lost 2 in 24. This was not just a win for Manchester City. This was a demolition job of a very, very good side in the Bundesliga. A very, very efficient side that caused a lot of teams problems in that division and caused a lot of teams problems in the Champions League, as City saw in that first leg. What City did in that game there was ruthless. It was absolutely ruthless. It was a beat down, and it was something that we can really, or City fans can really take away and be proud of, in my opinion. That's the third thing we learned tonight, that Manchester City just took apart a very, very, very decent German outfit. Number 4 for me, everybody, Johnny Bones Stones was once taken off, like Erling Haaland was, to a standing ovation, but I thought Johnny was fantastic tonight, meandering into the midfield, striding up at points past Erling Haaland. He was really getting a feel for it tonight. I thought him and Rodri were almost at the base of a midfield at points, and Stones was just terrific. And there's so many players who were terrific tonight, but I thought Stones was underrated. He was understated and probably undervalued by many fans in his performance tonight, but I thought John Stones was just solid and a real Rolls Royce of a defender, as we all know. But particularly tonight, I thought he was absolutely, he made it look easy, did John. And finally, to round it off, everybody, teams just can't play like Leipzig wanted to play through Manchester City. The first game, I felt City were a little bit off colour, but when City are on colour like that, there is no team, as Owen Hargreaves said in commentary, that can deal with Manchester City. And City can put out more and more and more performances like that. That consistency of performance just needs to increase by just a dial. And that Premier League title will be within Manchester City's grasp. That's it for us here at the Manchester City Manchester Evening News YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and let us know exactly what you think after Manchester City's, I'm going to say it again, demolition job of RB Leipzig in the Champions League. See you in a bit, guys.